Hello and welcome to the Church of Atheism podcast. I'm your host, Travis Steiner, and joining me on this podcasting journey is Chris Naybauer. How's it going, Chris?
Pretty good. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. So, we had talked about doing this for a couple weeks now, and
yeah.
I guess we're going to do, the first episode is going to be more of an introduction.
Right.
We've been friends since we were, 2 weeks old?
Well, I guess since I was born, probably.
Yeah, we were next door neighbors. Our parents were next door neighbors before we even existed. Yeah, we've kind of been friends ever since. Every once in a while we have a little bit of a lull. We don't see each other or talk to each other for a while. No, real drama or real any reason for it. Just, it happens.
Well, I'm lazy, too. I have a big problem with not calling people.
Yeah, same here. So, the first episode is going to be more of an introduction for the listeners and kind of a way for us to to catch up with each other. So, did you want to start kind of how our journey began?
Yeah, I guess, like you said, we were friends since pretty much we were born. Well, no, I guess you're a month older, so you got that.
Yeah.
Maybe in a month I'll have your wisdom and life experience.
I was just going to say, I am a month older, a month wiser,
A lot happens in a month,
You're not kidding.
maybe in a month I'll understand what it means to be a man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yeah.
And then, we went to Alcott all through elementary school, Alcott Elementary, named after Louisa May Alcott, by the way.
That amazing author
Yeah.
who I've read no books on.
I think, did they make us read Little Women when we were in school?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the one book I've read, and I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I wish we would have went to Stephen King Elementary.
Dude.
Or what if we
Much
went
cooler
to,
books.
Maybe, what if we went to Larry Flint Elementary and they had us read Hustler?
The future would have changed drastically.
Yeah, I'd be probably a little more messed up than I am now. And then, what was I saying? Yeah, see, this is my problem. I'll go off on a tangent. It's easy for me to do.
It happens.
Let's see, what else? So we went to elementary school together, middle school, high school, and then after that, we both worked at the Champions and then the YMCA together. That was pretty badass.
That was one of the best jobs ever. Didn't pay the greatest, but a lot of memories, a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we ran the miniature golf and go-kart thing, so we had a blast.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the day you found out how to manipulate the go-kart to make them go faster. That was pretty fun.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's the little there's a bolt you twist on the pedal. Oh yeah, I see it.
And then you can just take the whole bolt out, and your pedal would go all the way to the floor. So I've heard.
Yeah, so I've heard. So I've maybe gotten whiplash from wrecking. So yeah, then we both turned 21, and then pretty much, we both moved to complete different parts of the country, and I don't think I called you a couple times when I lived there, but then once again, I got lazy.
Yeah, me too. I hit you up on Facebook just a few times here and there, and that's kind of how we got back in touch.
Yeah, and then I guess I saw you at the wedding reception, which, shit, what year was that?
That was 2010.
Damn, so...
I got married here in New York to my wife. Makes sense.
I would hope you get married to your wife.
Yeah, we were thinking about not getting married to each other, but then we were like, fuck it, we'll do it. But then I had a Nebraska wedding reception, so anybody who couldn't make it to New York for my wedding, we could still get together and have a little party. And I feel like that's the last time we've actually seen each other.
Yeah, I actually, because I was still in Minnesota, and
that's right, you came down.
Yep, just for that.
Yep. I appreciate it still. I think I've thanked you many times, but I still thank you for coming down. It meant a lot to see you there, man.
Oh yeah, that was fun because it's funny how whenever we get together to chat, we never even talk about personal stuff.
Right.
So,
it's like we've never missed a beat ever.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've been messaging each other the last couple weeks, probably for a couple hours a day,
right.
And not once I don't think we've really talked about our lives or anything. It's usually just pure nonsense.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of trying to keep a lot of the catching up type stuff for this episode. We kind of figured that we could get kind of caught up with each other, but then also be a good intro so people knew who the hell we were. So
yeah. So people at home are like, who are these nobodies?
Yeah.
Stupid podcast.
That is true. We're pretty much unknown right now, but
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see where this takes off.
Yeah.
So yeah, about the last 7 years for me anyway, it's been kind of a weird roller coaster. I lived in Kentucky. I went there for recording school, audio engineering school, and that's where the wife and I met up actually.
Oh.
And graduated there right when the economy was about to collapse, which is great timing. I sent literally every city in America has at least one of them, or at least every city in America has my resume for audio engineering, and nobody called back. Like every studio I could find, I sent resumes, none.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yep. So that was that. I worked at I'm not sure if I can say actual store names as far as legalities and that kind of shit goes, because I'm probably going to talk a lot of shit about them too.
Oh yeah, I don't know how that works.
So I worked for a retail company that isn't a shack, and they sell things like radios.
Oh yeah, you worked at Audio Hut.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I moved. Well, we were planning on moving to Delaware for a long, complicated story you don't really care about. It was cheaper, a lot of lower taxes, that kind of shit. So we're planning on moving there and starting a family and everything. And so Laura, my wife's parents, said, "Hey, come live with us because it's only a couple hour drive while you're looking for work and while you're looking to rent stuff. It's easier to do it from here than it was from Kentucky. It was like a 15-hour drive from Delaware to where we lived." So I moved here. I got promoted twice very quickly. I was running my own store, and then I got laid off because they closed 1,000 stores.
Oh yeah. Do they even exist, or are they officially shut down?
I think there's still a few out there. I haven't seen any for quite a while.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if the one in Hastings is still here.
No, they're gone. They've been gone. I think just about as long as I have, actually.
Oh.
I was kind of keeping up with all the stores I've worked at, and pretty much everyone I've ever worked at is gone. So, and so that's my story. I was unemployed for a little while, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to make my own stuff here at home, and I've been doing okay. We're still floating. We're still doing the thing. Yeah. I'm working from home, making my own cash, no boss, except for the wife.
Right.
And that kind of picks us up from here.
Yeah, I guess, really, I've pretty much worked 3 low-paying cashier jobs in Minneapolis and then here, and if you kind of look at the big picture, it really seems like I've done nothing with my life, but I've managed to go all over the world. I went to not all over, I guess 3 places, but I went to Dominican Republic, and I went to Scotland and Ireland, which is a fucking blast.
I was looking at your Facebook when you did that trip. That looked like a lot of fun, dude.
Oh, dude, it was amazing.
Before you get into that one, what did you do in the Dominican Republic?
Oh my, oh boy, My brother and his current wife got married, so they did the wedding there.
Okay.
So we went to like the resort. About the first night, I think I got pretty hammered. I woke up in a bush. Lost my phone and one shoe.
Wait, like a physical bush or one of the Bush twins?
Oh no, an actual physical bush.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that everyone was on the same page.
That's when I realized how big the resort was, because it took a good deal of walking for me to find the hotel room. Like, I don't know how the hell I ended up there. Yeah, I kind of got lost in the resort, and I could have easily got bitten by something poisonous. It's probably a miracle I didn't die. And then I got lost in Dublin too. In Scotland. Yeah, so I tend to get hammered in other countries and get lost. That's actually pretty much sums up my life, I guess. So I haven't done too much, but
you've had experiences though, and I feel like that counts just as much.
I think, yeah, if not more, because
yeah,
I've done crazy things that probably not a lot of people could say they did. Oh, I can't remember if I brought this up, but you know King James, the Bible guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. So we toured one of the castles. I was in Edinburgh, Scotland. I'd love to go back there someday. But yeah, it was King James's castle, and the thing about those booze bags in Scotland is that they sell like liquor, like Scotch, like shooters everywhere.
Oh my god!
Like, yeah, even if it's a family-friendly, like, castle tour. Yeah, so I got some Johnny Walker in the gift shop, and then
nice.
We were on the tour, and we were in King James's bedroom, and I looked around and made sure no one saw me, and then I started pounding some whiskey in his bedroom, and then I laughed at him. So I'm like, "Hey, I'm alive, and you're dead. You're getting hammered in your bedroom."
Take that.
Yep, take that, King James.
King nothing.
Yeah. Fucking loser. What did he really ever do?
Well, he probably got drunk in his bedroom.
Probably, I know I did.
So you've got that in common with him.
Yeah. I could be the heir to his throne. I probably am.
Probably already am, yeah. You haven't been back there since, right?
No.
So for all you know, they've already got you lined up on the list.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then just real quick, in Dublin, I had a cab driver, and he was telling me a story about how he kicked a fucking soccer ball and nailed Bono from U2 right in his face. I laughed so hard at that.
Dude, how many times do you have a cabbie that can say that?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we're talking about Bono.
Why not?
Oh, no, I think my stepbrother, he's just asking random people if they know Bono. I thought it was pretty funny.
Because, that's what you do when you're over there.
Well, yeah, he's from Ireland, they're from Ireland. They
right.
Probably know each other.
Right.
Like, I know George Clooney.
Yeah?
We're both Americans, so makes sense.
That's right. Yeah, I ran into him a couple weeks ago, actually.
Oh, how was he?
He's all right. He's kind of shy, believe it or not.
Yeah, a little shy. I kind of stopped talking to him because he was just bugging me, asking me for like beauty tips and how to stay young looking. It's like, dude, come on.
I'm like Clooney. I'm like half your age.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't keep carrying you through life, George Clooney.
I guess he just made a huge sale of his business or some shit yesterday. Made a lot of cash.
He invests in, I know he's got the Casamigos, the tequila, pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Free plug for George Clooney.
Boom. So when we're huge, we'll help revitalize his career.
I think so.
Yeah. You're welcome, George.
Yeah, you're welcome. So anyway, yeah, that pretty much brings us to here, back in Hastings, about to move to Colorado. Do all sorts of crazy shit. It's just such weird timing that you got a hold of me when you did. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Just like the last 2 months, I'm like, I'm gonna move out of Hastings and do something.
Yeah. Well, I was, we kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I was like, there's some people you scroll through Facebook on, and you're like, oh, I haven't talked to him for a long time. But I don't really feel like talking to that person for any given reason. So, like, you just kind of scroll past their names. But I saw you, and I was like, I haven't talked to this kid for a long time.
Yeah.
I gotta say hi. I gotta make sure we keep in touch. So.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's just like, there's like certain people. Because pretty much all of my best friendships, including me and you, is based pretty much just bullshitting and talking nonsense. And making jokes. So. There's just been so many times over the years where, like, some stupid thing will remind me of an inside joke. I'm like, shit, I need to get in touch with Travis and tell him that. Like, it's like, that's just how, maybe it makes me a bit of a piece of shit or something. Like, I need to tell him about this funny thing. I need to tell him about this Mystery Science Theater reference, not ask him how his life is.
Yeah, but I'm just as guilty too, man. Like... I don't know how many times I do the same shit. I'd see a movie, but like Chris would think that was hilarious. But I'm not going to talk to him yet, though.
Yeah. Oh, that was the cool thing about Minneapolis is like, there's so many inside jokes in Mystery Science Theater that you'd only get if you not just live there, but live there for a long time. Like they name drop like suburbs and streets and people.
Yeah,
that was a great city. I'm definitely gonna try and visit sometime soon.
Definitely. The only time I've ever been there was on a layover when I flew from I think it was Kentucky to Omaha, and I had a flight from Louisville. They say Louisville there. It looks like Louisville, but that's how so if you hear me say Louisville down the road, that's just how I'm going to pronounce it. But I had to fly from there to Memphis, Tennessee, to Minneapolis, to Omaha.
That is so stupid. That honestly made me angry hearing that. Ugh.
It's like I went southwest, northeast. I went all over the place to go for a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever actually been there. So I can't count that. Beautiful airport.
Lovely airport. Yeah. They got a Sbarro's.
Oh my god. My favorite local pizza.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I've been wanting to bring up something to you because it's kind of impossible to describe it on the phone, but since you live on the East Coast, recently I discovered how hilarious the Baltimore, Philly accent is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, indeed.
They call okay, good.
Yeah.
They call water wooder. And hon, gas up the houseboat. We're taking it up to Dover.
Yeah, dude. The funniest thing I can the craziest thing to me is they have words that have no R's in them, but they'll pronounce it with an R. And then words that do have R's, they don't fucking pronounce it. Like water. Wada. I saw her. I saw it.
Oh yeah, that's like I noticed that with the Boston people do that the most. Yeah.
There's no goddamn R in saw, but they say it.
No, there's not.
But there is an R in water, and they don't say it.
Yeah, they're not gonna bother. They're not gonna waste their time with that R.
Twix.
At least it's better. At least they don't call it wooder.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I was talking to our old pal Scott, and he lives in Philadelphia, and I really want to visit. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, you gotta come here and hear the accent in the wild." Is how he phrased that.
Yeah, it's weird over here. Well, I think it's because, and this is just my theory, I'm not a genius by any means, but I think it's because it's this was one of the first places the Europeans came over, so we still have some of the European, like the British type accents and all of them, like the melting pot, but it's so weird.
Yeah, I was really fascinated with like accents. Like I went on the internet and was kind of reading about. I don't know why, it's just like an accent is a fascinating thing. Like,
it is, because like where do they come from?
Yeah, it's weird, and it's kind of like what you were saying. It really has to do with the various ethnic groups coming together, and like also like isolation. Like that's why, because the South is mostly like Irish,
right?
But like, and so they went the Irish and like French, and it has to like. Yeah, that's why the Southern accent is the way it is. And it has a lot to do with isolation, too.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have these groups that are closed off from one another, and then over time, they, like, develop different accents. I don't know, yeah, it's kind of fascinating, because, like Kentucky is different from, like, a Georgia accent, and
right.
different from Texas, and then...
like, they're all South, but they're not the same South.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And like a Louisiana accent is not even still really different from New Orleans.
I'm not even sure if it's English down there.
I don't.
And we just killed our Louisiana demographic.
Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, I mean, well, that kind of segues really. I feel like that has a lot to do with the mentality of the country. I mean. Not just, like, the laws and all that shit, but I mean, like, just the thought process of, like, the religion and all that. When you take a small group, and I didn't notice this until I moved out of a small town, like, everyone in the Midwest has the same thought process, I feel like, because they haven't been experienced to outside shit.
Right, yeah, because, I mean, here, it's so, like, Nebraska is a fairly big state, but it's just so, everyone is so isolated, like.
Right, you have towns of a few thousand here and there, but mostly it's cornfields.
Yeah, mostly.
You know, like the Hastings, Grand Island, Kearney area. This exact thing I was trying to explain to people when I moved here. Like, here on Long Island, there's towns right next to each other. Mm-hmm. So, like, they didn't understand the, 20,000 people was a lot of people for a town here.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think we call it village is, like, maybe 1,000, maybe a couple thousand is all. But literally, there's a point at the edge of it where you cross the street and you're in the next town.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And, like, they couldn't grasp the concept of, like... Yeah, in order to get from Hastings to Grand Island, you go through a lot of cornfields, a lot of nothing, a lot of, like, farmhouses. It's 20, 25, 30 minutes to get to Grand Island. In between, there's nothing except for Doniphan, a small little residency. Like... Oh,
and there's farms, and when you get a good breeze blowing towards the highway, it just smells like fucking pig shit everywhere. Ugh.
Yeah.
Awful.
I don't miss that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss that.
Well, that was one of the things my in-laws couldn't understand until they came down for that reception. I was like, it doesn't matter which way the wind's blowing from, it smells like shit.
There's going to be a smell, no matter what. And then you got that ethanol plant outside of town, so if you're lucky, the wind will blow and it'll smell like rubbing alcohol.
Right, that's on a good day.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah. I don't miss that at all.
Yeah.
I miss the people. I miss a lot of the places there, but there's some things I'm just so thankful that I got out of there for.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But, yeah. So I'm thinking we're probably going to be doing these episodes, probably going to be 25, 30 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there. I know once you get moved in, we'll probably do them once a week. That's kind of what we're planning.
Yeah, that would be great. And then, of course, we'll have we'll actually have content prepared.
Yeah. We're gonna have themes, different ideas. We're gonna have things to discuss and like actual, what they call topics to discuss.
Yeah, this is kind of a catching up episode.
Yeah. Do you remember Y2K?
Oh boy, yeah, I remember that because I was staying at Blake's house that night, and then we're like, all right, nothing's gonna happen, but
Just in case.
Just in case, we need to find the good places to loot.
Yeah.
Like we were just kind of, we spent the evening playing some wrestling game and talking about where we're gonna loot. We're like, well, this is right by downtown, so.
Oh, there's plenty there.
Yeah.
Do you remember the grocery store across from Duncan Field?
Is that the Jack and Jill?
Yeah, I was totally gonna hit that up.
yeah. I think my mom used to work there.
Did she really?
I think so. And I think she used to work at Allen's, which I'm finding that, like, if you meet, like, 10 people from Hastings, probably 5 or 6 of them have worked there.
Yeah.
It has employed a lot of residents.
I feel like if that place went under, I don't know where everyone would work.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's still Russ's.
I heard they got a huge makeover.
They did. It's big. This is exactly the type of stuff that people from Florida are really want to hear.
Yeah. Wait, the Russ's IGA in Hastings, Nebraska got a makeover? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, they're going to be hitting message boards hard after they hear this talking about new Russ's.
All the controversy we've said so far? Man. Maybe I should put a forum on our website so that they can just bash all the controversy directly to our site.
Yeah, I'd do that. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
I actually.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that would be like. Oh, if you're like any type of entertainer, I think probably that's the last place you want to go to. Yeah. People, when people know that they're anonymous and there's no repercussions,
my God.
It's so easy for people to act like pieces of shit. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. I think that's like... I think one of the worst parts of the internet right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't think it achieves anything. I don't think it helps anything.
Yeah, and not only that, like, people nowadays are like, they're so concerned with having their voices heard. Like, yeah, everyone's voice matters. Like, no, it doesn't. Shut up. Like, you don't matter. You're not doing stuff by just...
Right.
Yeah, you're not doing, like...
You're on a forum talking shit to someone you've never met before.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
Right, you're trolling the Little Mermaid forum on IMDb. That's all you're doing.
There's no way Ariel could have made it that long.
Yeah. With her...
Stupid-ass fins.
I was going to say stupid fish legs. The ocean is a disgusting place. I think we ought to get rid of it, really.
It's just in the way. I mean, I feel like shipping things overseas would be so much easier if there wasn't a sea.
Yeah, and what have the fish done? Look at what we did with land. They got all that ocean, and they haven't done shit.
Right. And name one ocean cell phone provider.
Exactly. You can't. There are none.
Checkmate fish.
Yeah, they have no cell phone towers. They're just stupid little edible things that float.
Right.
That's all they are.
We don't need that.
No. I say we just get a bunch of brawny paper towels or something, the super absorbent kind. Just chuck them in the ocean, and then when the paper towels absorb the ocean, we just fire that shit into space. Get rid of it.
I feel like we're on the same page here. Stay with me on this. What if we go to the Amazon rainforest, cut down all the trees, all of them, every goddamn last tree, turn them into paper towels.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Perfect.
And I feel like if we talk about this long enough, Donald Trump will bring us onto his cabinet.
I think maybe we're both overqualified, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and I go to sleep at night. I feel like that's way overqualified to be on any part of Trump's cabinet.
Yeah, I read a page from a science textbook a couple months ago, so I feel like I kind of blew it.
Yeah, you're way too smart to be on his cabinet.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like that could be a conversation to talk about for hours.
Oh, no shit. That's kind of... I mean, that's probably going to be a topic that comes up a lot, because...
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the things we were kind of talking about, like, I don't know, at some point, I really got, like, into science stuff. I had this roommate who's a fucking... I'm pretty sure he's, like, literally got a genius IQ, but he would just talk to me about string theory and all sorts of shit, and it got me fascinated in science. And yeah, one thing that just makes me furious is when people, for whatever reason, like climate change deniers, how are you benefiting from denying that?
Dude, my biggest thing is, like, all right, let's just play devil's advocate on both sides. Let's say
can I be Keanu Reeves, or and you be Al Pacino? Sorry, that was a stupid joke. Boo.
I'm not good at impressions. Otherwise, I'd say yes.
Anyway.
But, like, let's just say climate change, like, proponents, the ones that are trying to figure out what the problems are, what the solutions are, let's say those people are wrong, but we still come up with all these great energy-saving processes, different ways to make things work better.
Yeah. As
opposed to the climate change deniers, what if they're wrong? Fucking humanity dies.
Exactly.
So, like, even you don't have to be like, oh, the Earth is melting to be on board with making the future better.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes me furious. Like,
yeah. I had the same kind of, like, background as far as that goes. We were both pretty much the class clown in every class we ever had together.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was just awful for the teachers.
Yeah.
We got along, I got along with all of them, but I'm sure we drove them off the wall.
Yeah, they're all, like, for the most part, I don't remember that many bad ones.
No, at least in elementary school, I liked every one of my teachers that I had.
Except for our art teacher.
Oh. She did not put up with our shit. She did not like us.
But even then, like, there was times where I wasn't trying to be an asshole, and I still got in trouble in her class.
Yeah.
But anyway, I actually had a point to make, and then I got sidetracked as shit again.
This was going to happen a lot.
Yeah. We were both kind of class clowns, but I kind of had the same, like, in my mid-20s, early 20s, I kind of had that same thing where just, like, all of a sudden I was fascinated with science. Like, I couldn't watch enough documentaries. I couldn't read enough books. Like, I just got really enjoyed learning.
Yeah, I remember at one point, it's like probably everybody who like just kind of picks up a like for science like later in life. I bet everybody has the exact same like existential crisis when you start reading about space and how gigantic and vast it is, and then you start thinking about how your life is completely meaningless and nothing we ever say or do is going to matter in the context of the universe. Like nothing. It's such a weird thing to think about.
I don't 100% agree with you, but I 100% know what you mean.
Yeah.
And it is. It's crazy. Like if I dropped my pen from my desk, does that mean shit for anything?
Right.
Like, does it change what happens on Neptune?
Yeah,
Not a fucking
exactly.
bit.
And if, let's say we unite the world in peace, and we fix the environment, and there's no crime ever, it still doesn't matter.
No, the Earth is going to be disappearing one day. The sun's going to be done sunning.
Yeah, it's going to be done sunning.
Like,
and Alpha Centauri is still not going to give a shit.
No. None. It's depressing, but it's true.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing to think about.
Well, my thing is just always do what you think is the right thing. Do what you think is going to be beneficial for the most people. And if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
I think that's going to be our overall message. Just be nice.
Be nice. That's it.
Because we're probably going to piss a lot of people off.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're going to anger a lot of people with our views, but...
I already have.
Yeah. I do that, too. Oh, man. Yeah, that'll be fun to talk about.
Well, I think what we're going to do every once in a while is take our favorite comments from Twitter or social media in general and discuss them.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like fun.
I've had the Church of Atheism Twitter account for about a year and a half now, and I've got some fun ones. But I'm sure now that we've got a podcast going, we'll have even better ones. So.
Oh boy, yeah, and then shit. I had something that I was going to say. Anyway.
I had something for this.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, that'll be we'll piss a lot of people off, but
yeah, I think,
and then a lot of people are gonna piss me off with their beliefs,
right?
But in the end, I think we could all be civil.
I think so, for the most part. You're always gonna have a few outliers on both sides.
Yeah, that's why that's why they need to bring public executions back.
On TV.
Oh, hell yeah, on TV.
George Carlin was right about that one. Pay-per-view executions. Done.
Honestly, it's weird. That's another weird thing to think about in the future. Like, I think it could either be more peaceful or it could be like The Running Man. I don't know if you remember that with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where that was like the show. Like he was on a game show. They send prisoners, and then they have to escape from a maze and basically get killed for TV.
Yeah.
I really feel like we are not that far away from that.
Yeah, I can see that being the case.
Yeah, I was reading an article about like some of the most heinous shit that like reality TV producers have done. Like there was that show, blanking on the name, but it's about the people in Alaska. And there's this one lady on that I forgot what she was doing. They had her go somewhere. And instead of taking her ATV, which was safe, the producers made her take the snowmobile. They made her drive over ice with water on it.
Oh, and my God.
Sure enough, she crashed, broke a bunch of bones. And then the producers, instead of flying in a helicopter, which they totally could have done, they made her go to they made her go somewhere where the helicopter was at, so they could show her struggling to get there.
All for the ratings, baby.
Yeah, she almost died like in 5 different ways within a day. Yeah.
It's all for ratings.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So stuff like that, I really feel like The Running Man isn't. It's almost a little too real.
Well, you could have drones over the top of it too.
Yeah.
For the camera coverage and everything. It is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like humans have gone a long ways in just the last 150 years. you know, like, I've been thinking about this. I don't know why I've been thinking about this a lot lately, but people not long ago, like a few generations ago, were dying of diarrhea.
Right.
Like, that's disgusting. But when was the last time someone died of diarrhea?
Yeah, that is a good question. Or just like,
I guess in modern society, I'm sure there's people who have that are living in the jungle still, like those little tribes out there.
Oh, well.
But
yeah, I guess that's very American of us to just said that. Like, who dies of all these diseases? Like, about 2/3 of the world still.
Right. Which, if it weren't for religion, I believe there would be a lot less of these places out there. Now, the tribes in the rainforest, doesn't matter what religion they have because they're going to stay out there. But, like, how do you have third world countries in 2017?
It's, I mean, here in America, we throw away enough food to like feed pretty
everybody.
much all the hungry. Yeah, everybody.
There's actually a bill, I think, in Brooklyn or New York or one of the boroughs. They're trying to work on like making it illegal to throw away food if there's a certain legislation going on. I should probably research things more before I talk about them.
No, I remember like the gist of the articles that I read. And like, oh, maybe I
should. Yeah, I should probably pull those up before I talk about them.
But that's kind of, I support that, but like, that's gonna be hard to enforce. And like, is it like?
Well, like right now, a lot of places it's illegal to give leftover food to people.
Wow.
Like, to me, that's bullshit. If you have food, instead of throwing it away, if there's a hungry guy down the street, let that motherfucker eat.
Yeah. I mean, there's been so many times in my life, and now that I'm moving, it's probably going to be happening more, at least for a while, but there's so many times in my life where I would probably, like, have assaulted somebody if they'd give me, like, a sandwich or something, you know what I mean? Like,
I need to eat.
Like, I've definitely I've definitely been poor enough to, yeah, it's just insulting. You can't give people your food. I mean, I understand, like, some health concerns, like maybe it's old or something like that. But
yeah, but the dude who hasn't had a bite to eat in 2 days isn't going to give a shit.
No, he's not going to care. He's not going to care if it makes him sick. He just needs that food. Like,
this is a little bit stale. I think I'll take it back.
Oh my God!
Pretty sure he's going to eat it.
When I was working at the gas station, like those like little pre-made sandwiches and burgers and shit. Like,
yeah.
Once a month, the guy would, like the guy that works for the company would throw away all the old ones. I'd fucking dig them right out of the trash.
They're still packaged.
Yeah, exactly. They've still got, that's more of a suggestion, expiration date.
Right.
But yeah, I guess I've literally eaten out of the garbage. Never, yeah, it's kind of sad.
Now that I look back on it.
Yeah. But, I gotta eat those days, so.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta save money anywhere you can.
That's right. You gotta cut some corners if you have to.
Yeah.
So, are you okay with ending this episode on the trash can story?
Yeah, we can.
We can go a few more minutes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. There's like a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of points I wanted to make, and maybe some really thoughtful, like philosophical thoughts. And here I'm just talking about how much I hate the ocean and how I eat out of the garbage.
Well, we're gonna have more than one episode, so luckily you can redeem you can redeem yourself a little bit.
I certainly hope so. I'm an ocean-hating trash eater. No one's gonna take my advice.
Well, so far we've asserted our authority on this topic, I think, pretty well.
I think so. I mean, we're saying the stuff that no one else has the balls to say. We're going after the true evil in the world, like the rainforest.
Yeah, in
Georgia.
Georgia and IGA.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I didn't mean to make this political, but Big Ocean is kind of pissing me off lately.
Oh man, they've made my life hell.
You know, it's way more humid in New York than it needs to be. I'm just saying. If the ocean wasn't here, it would not be as humid.
Exactly.
Right now.
Well, not only that, we get rid of that. All the water is going to go soon.
Right.
So, like, there will be no humidity. It'll be a utopia.
That'll be amazing.
I personally can't wait.
I hope, there's going to be at least a handful of people who think we're 100% serious when we say this.
Oh, man. People, yeah.
Like,
that's ridiculous. One thing I was going to bring up at some point, we were kind of talking about this, is like how humorless some people are. And like, it's such a problem today. Like, I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts and stuff, and like people like don't understand that they're telling jokes. They really don't.
Right.
Like it's insane.
I can't imagine not having a sense of humor.
Oh my god, that sounds awful. I've met people that like have no sense of humor, and they're very boring to be around.
And they seem miserable. They might not be, but they seem to be very miserable.
And oh yeah, but like it's such a problem today with like the language police.
Oh
and
God.
I honestly, I would have to say that I blame the left for that. Because,
yes.
Yeah, like I mean,
everything is so PC.
Yeah, it's awful. Like when I'm trying to think of
Well, like one comedian, and the key word there to me is comedian, says one thing a little bit wrong. It doesn't matter how funny it is. There's one asshole who's going to be like, oh, that's not funny because that insults somebody.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's some good in that. Like, I'm not a fan of hate speech and racial shit. I mean, I'll make racist jokes if it's funny.
Right.
I don't care. Someone could say the meanest thing to me, and if it's funny, then...
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, to me, a racist joke isn't racist unless it's, like, demeaning people.
Yeah, exactly. What it really is, when it comes down to it, is that, like, racism and sexism are stupid. They're stupid, and we don't need that. And when you make those jokes, no comedian actually means that. They're just pointing out how stupid it is. That's what comedy is. It's pointing out all the dumb shit in the world.
Right.
And I just don't understand why people don't get that.
Because you're always going to have the outliers. There's always going to be a handful of idiots who take life way too seriously and have to make themselves, like, they have to prop themselves up to be, I'm better than this person is.
Yeah, that's who they're doing it for. They're doing it for them so they can pat themselves on the back, make themselves feel good.
Right, look how great I am.
Yeah, and they're doing it for their circle of friends or whatever that think like they do. It's ridiculous.
We call them assholes.
Yeah. Like my ex believed in some pretty wacky shit, but that's what was fun about being in a relationship like that. Is we had a lot of different beliefs.
And you got to discuss them logically.
Yeah, exactly. Face to face, not like over
keyboard
the internet.
warriors.
Yeah. And when you do that, and especially when you present it in a funny way, like, it'll really change my mind about things. Like, there's a lot of, over the years, I would say South Park, probably more than anything, changed my opinion or altered it in some way. Like,
yeah,
there'd be stuff that I completely didn't agree with at first, and then I laughed at it and kind of thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, that is true.
Right, and that's the biggest thing, too, is just, like, the fact that you thought about something instead of like, well, this is how I've felt about something for a long time, so that's how I feel about it now. People
who are stuck in their ways, like, that doesn't benefit you or the species.
Right.
Like conservatives, very word is counterproductive to people, to everybody. You want to keep things the way they are. Why?
Right. Shit changes. Keep up with it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird, like...
these talking heads on TV saying how terrible progressives are, like, really? Progress is bad?
Yeah.
I don't know when that started.
And like, yeah, no shit. I like electricity and modern medicine. Yeah, like...
Let's go back to the 1700s instead, though.
Yeah. Back when they thought that at night the world was just covered in a blanket and the stars were the holes in the blanket.
Right.
You want to go back to that?
Nailed it.
Or like you have to pass a baby underneath a horse in order to get rid of a disease or some shit like that.
That's not real?
Well, I mean, in the scientific community, you might not get a lot of support on that idea.
All right, well, as soon as this episode's over, I'm going to go do some research because I feel like the pass the baby under the horse thing works every time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, maybe. I've never tried it, so.
Right. So who are you to judge, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know what we might have to do a full episode on. There's a lot of stuff that, like, I kind of want to bring up, but we'll get into it and we might not have time. But, like, for instance, like UFOs and fucking ancient aliens, that show drives me batshit.
My wife loves that shit.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Well, yeah, my ex liked that and like ghost hunting shows, and the ghost hunting shows it was kind of fun to watch because they'd go in spooky. Like I like going in like abandoned spooky places, but
yeah, Laura, when she gets home, like if she doesn't have to work on Fridays, they used to always have like a whole marathon on Fridays for Ancient Aliens. Mm-hmm. And that's how she would spend literally her entire afternoon, just watching the marathon.
Yeah, I'd be forced to watch that. It's kind of fun to watch sometimes.
It's really interesting, but how many goddamn times do you have to say ancient UFO theorist?
Yeah, theorists. Yeah, and you know, like, I think it's really insulting to our species to suggest that we couldn't have possibly done all this shit on our own. Like,
right?
Like you know what phrase drives me nuts, and which are like when people say, well, people were a lot dumber back then. Like, not really. Like, there's always going to be genius people doing amazing shit.
They were only dumber than they are now because they didn't have any of the stuff we have now. Yeah,
like I was reading a thing about some structure. Yeah, that helps. Some
Nailed
structure.
It. Oh, that one.
I think it was like one of the pyramids, and they were talking about how they built it, and it's just remarkable how the ingenuity of people.
I don't even know what words to say. I've been fascinated by those for a long ass time. Like, how the hell could people with no cranes, no forklifts, no nothing, put together that whole thing?
All it takes is a couple really smart people and a lot of slave labor.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just it just kind of bugs me when people like, do you have like it just almost says to me that you have no faith in humanity.
Right.
Because you think that we're not capable of doing that. It's just, kind of insulting to us as a species, I think.
Had to be aliens that did it, because humans aren't smart enough to do this.
Yeah. So yeah, this might be kind of off topic, but how do we elect somebody whose only campaign promise was, you'll see.
You'll see.
In campaigning, that was seriously his plan. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Hillary, but at least she actually outlined some of her plans and policies. All he did was, no, it's going to be good. You'll see.
Believe me.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
believe me.
I did not vote for him, obviously, but I have to give him a little bit of credit that he was able to do everything wrong according to the political... what do you call what would you call it? Their handbook of how to get elected. He went through and did every single thing incorrectly and still managed to get elected.
It's remarkable.
I think that's amazing.
I mean, no matter how much especially if you hate him, you gotta at least take a step back and think about how how remarkable that is.
Don't say anything about physical impaired individuals. Okay, let me call this editor a retard and mimic him.
Oh, that was hard to watch.
It was. Like, I remember being in 4th grade and thinking that shit was funny.
Yeah.
But I'm
and
more...
by the time I got to like high school, I'm like, that's me.
Yeah, that's not cool at all. It's like, that's going to get you nowhere in life, except the presidency, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. God, I was, it was Kurt Metzger. He was, how Comedy Central, how they got the roasts, and a few years ago, they did the Donald Trump roast.
I watched that recently.
And, oh, did you? I haven't watched that in a while. But, like, I guess, like, Kurt Metzger was one of the head writers, and he was talking about how, like, pretty much, unless it's a comedian, there's, if it's just a celebrity, there's usually, like, a list of stuff they don't want you to joke about, and he was saying that the only thing on that list was you can't make jokes suggesting that he's not as rich as he claims. Like, that was, that really was weird to me. That was weird. His only caveat. Yeah.
I don't mind if you make fun of my ridiculous hair. I don't mind if you make fun of how orange I am.
Yeah.
But, wow, I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I guess it's kind of a good time to bring up, like, the Twitter account for the Church of Atheism in the last few months has gone a lot less about atheism and a lot more about Donald Trump. That was not planned by any means, but there just came a point that I was like, I can't not say anything about this idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to keep it kind of a humorous page where, like, I would find jokes or memes and paste them about how ridiculous religion is in general, but I couldn't, like, not say how I felt about our president.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and, it does kind of go hand in hand. Like, I don't think there's been one Republican leader ever that hasn't used religion as a tool to get elected. Right.
Well, Stephen Hawking talks about... Stephen Hawking, good Lord. Richard Dawkins.
Oh, yeah.
Talks about, the percentage of Americans who label themselves as atheist or non-religion is, like, anywhere between 20 and 30%.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, who outrightly, like, express it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Like, if they were polled, they would admit to it.
But okay, yeah.
How many atheist politicians do we have?
Yeah, almost none.
Right. How is that possible?
Like, the only one I could think of was crazy old Ernie Chambers from Omaha. Or from... Yeah. Well, he's senator, right?
I think he's, state senator.
Yeah, he was the one that brought... I love this guy. Because he's the one that brought up a lawsuit against God.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Tried to sue Jesus.
Yeah. And then I guess God didn't show up, so...
Which...
I don't know.
I mean, if I don't show up to a court date, I'm in pretty big fucking trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't that extend to him, then?
I wonder if he had, like, a separation of church and state excuse to not be there.
Oh, loophole. Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer, but...
Shit, if you were, I think you just won. I think you just got that case dropped.
Boom. Drop the mic, go to heaven. You're welcome, Jesus.
But yeah, no, that's an interesting point. Like, I don't know, things are changing at such a quick rate, but if there was somebody who was genuinely liked, but if he came out as an atheist, I don't think he'd get elected. I think that'll change. I think that will change one day, but...
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be a day where the majority are atheists, I think.
Yeah.
And kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, like, I feel like we're never going to see the days this happens, but there's going to become a time, a couple hundred years, 300, 400 years from now, where, like, logic has to prevail.
Yeah.
You know, like some of these barbaric laws that we have because of the religious right is still in charge. That shit's gone in some time. You know, down the road. You can't keep this bullshit. Like, this would be a great time to have an example.
Well, I mean, probably the best example would be like anti-gay stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Because I mean, that is. I mean, maybe for some people that's not. I mean, I think some people are just genuinely repulsed by gay people getting married or doing whatever. But I think most of that. Because when people who oppose it, they always say the same thing, like, Bible says marriage is between a man and a woman, and like, that's really, I think, where most homophobia comes from.
Right, but with that said, we are not allowed to make laws according to the Bible because we have the separation of church and state.
Yeah.
And like, no one's forcing these people to get married to someone in the same sex as they are. No one's forcing any Southern person to get married to another man.
Yeah. It's insane.
But what it is supposed to be about is the freedom to do so if you choose. So some dude from Georgia not allowing another man to marry another man is ridiculous.
It really is, yeah.
It has nothing to do with the dude from Georgia or like any of the southern religious right states. Like, it has everything to do with individual freedoms.
Exactly. Because, I mean, I think like that's always the argument I hear. Like, okay, they're not hurting you, they're not affecting you in any way, so why then?
Piss off.
Well, yeah, it's just like, well, the Bible says this. The Bible says a lot of things.
Dude, the Bible contradicts itself so many times. The fact that it's used as anything of authority is a joke.
Yeah, it pretty much actually contradicts itself right away because he said that. Because there's something about, like, he created man and woman, and then on the seventh day he rested, and then it goes right into the story of Adam and Eve, where there was no Eve. It was just Adam for a while. So, like,
right.
Pretty much within a couple pages.
Yeah, you don't have to read too far into the Bible to know that it's bullshit.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I can appreciate people who actually get morality. I mean, there's a lot of really important lessons to be gotten from there, but
oh, for sure, it's a great book for some morals, but it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean the Bible is the Word of God.
Well, not only that, there is if you're using it, if you're using it just for morals, if you want to get all your morality from it, then it's very bad. Because I mean,
you're probably going to be a fucked up individual.
Yeah, because there's a passage about how disobedient children should be stoned to death. There's a passage about there's even a passage about how you should just completely avoid women during their menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I was gonna say a sexist joke, but there's a million ways you could go with that one. But
oh yeah. We'll have to do. I think that's going to be one of the things that we do on this podcast is periodically have Bible readings and Bible study.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to like pick out like the first. We'll read through the Bible completely through this journey. Like, I don't know how many. I don't think we're planning on having X amount of podcasts, but I think through the journey, I think we should do Bible readings and like pick out the most ridiculous, insane bullshit because we'll have a lot to say.
Oh yeah. It'll be a never-ending source of material. I was thinking that too. I would also like to not just the Bible or not just the Quran, but even like there's a lot of bullshit in Buddhism too. There's a lot of contradictions. Like there's like so everyone's got the idea that Buddhism is a peaceful religion, but there's a lot of texts saying that. Basically about killing people and saying that you should resort to violence if you have no other choice.
Right.
And, yeah. All religions got theirs.
For sure. Well, what do you think about calling this an episode?
Yeah, that was fun.
We'll have to. I'll do some editing and try to get some of the random shit out. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I think we've got a good thing going.
I think so. There's just there's so freaking many topics that we like. I really don't think we're gonna run out of stuff to say anytime soon.
And I'm pretty sure we're gonna keep it similar to my Twitter account. It's my Twitter account is serious, but for the most part, it's seriously joking too. Like, there's a lot of funny shit on there, and like,
yeah.
In my opinion, that's the best way to approach things. I think that's what I love about comedy the most.
Yeah.
Like, you can get to some serious topics lightheartedly.
Exactly. I think that is really the best way, not just to learn, but to conversate with people.
Right. I mean, to me that's a natural conversation. I like to say random stupid shit in the middle of a conversation to kind of keep it light, but keep it serious.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's why I've learned so much and developed some like really fascinating viewpoints by listening to like Joe Rogan and Jim Norton and stuff. Like,
yeah. Yep. Comedy is the way to go.
Yeah. Yep. Comedy saves.
Comedy saves. I like that. So for future episodes, we're going to be doing actual themes. We'll have a lot more focus towards one certain topic. We're going to try to get these out every week, hopefully.
Yeah.
For sure, after you move and get all settled down, we'll for sure do it once a week. Until then, they're going to be kind of sporadic. And I don't even know, as of recording this right now, I don't know where it's going to go as far as what platforms, as far as iTunes, SoundCloud. I'm not sure. So I'll keep everyone updated on Twitter and the website, churchofatheism.xyz. Yeah, I went crazy when I bought that one. I was like, no, .com.
.xyz, that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm probably way wrong on this, but I read an article right before I bought this domain that XYZ was going to be the new .com of the future.
Oh.
So I bought into the hype, and so far it has not hyped well. But maybe one day. Yeah, so I'll keep everyone updated once I figure out where these are going to go up to or uploaded to. I'll tweet about it, and I'll let you know on our next podcast.
Yeah, and I'll let everyone know what I was doing, because hopefully I'll start doing this comedy stuff soon. And not only that, I had like 2 or 3 other podcasts that people could listen to. If you want to hear my thoughts about robot genitals and Nick Cage movies, then hopefully I'll get a couple of those done soon, and maybe ideally we could all come out around the same time. Yeah.
What you only have a Facebook account now. Are you going to get a Twitter account, do you think?
I think I'm going to have to, really.
Yeah. It's kind of where I do most of my shit is on Twitter. Facebook is nice. You get to type long, drawn-out sentences for people to spam across your timeline. But
right.
I like the Twitter format in general, so I've kind of been heavy on that. So you can follow, if you're listening to this and you aren't following on Twitter, you can follow me at naturalbeatheist on Twitter and churchofatheism.xyz online. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.